Welcome to the Cowboys LA Radio, Ep.2. Today we'll be talking about the Mark Sanchez signing, how the Dallas Cowboys offense will match up versus the Giants defense, and vice versa. Can the Cowboys stop the Giants offense? This is Ep.2. I'm your host, Eric Trujillo. I'll get into who I am, but we have a couple of things that are a little bit more important. First of all, great opening game, Thursday night football rematch of the Super Bowl. The first thing that I thought of, honestly, was watching Cam Newton play made me think, can Dak Prescott be that quarterback at some point for the Dallas Cowboys? Because it's great to have a guy who's just big and tough, can run the ball, and has a rocket for an arm. It was great to see that, and it just crossed my mind. It made me think, can that be the Cowboys in the future? Well, we're going to find out on Sunday night if there's even a little glimmer of Cam and Dak, or maybe even better. Second of all, it was just a great game down to the wire, missed field goal, and it made me happy that we have Dan Bailey, because you all know Dan, the man, would have nailed that field goal. So let's get into Mark Sanchez. I feel for you. I know that the second that we signed Mark Sanchez, everybody got that text. Ha ha ha, you signed Mark Sanchez, cowgirls suck. And yeah, at first I face palmed right across my face and thought, why Mark Sanchez? But I'm here to tell you, it was a great signing. It was a great move by the Cowboys organization. Let's go over a couple of things. There is a team out there in the NFL who will be starting a quarterback this Sunday that has the same career stats, very similar stats to Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez's career stats for completions is 56% completion percentage, 86 touchdowns, 84 interceptions. There is a quarterback out there that's going to be starting this Sunday, 60% completion rate, 154 touchdowns, 116 interceptions, 0 playoff victories. Mark Sanchez has 4. Granted, people will say it was all about the defense, but he has 4 playoff victories. This other quarterback has 0 playoff wins. This other quarterback is getting paid $12 million for the season. We're going to be paying Mark Sanchez $2 million for the season to be our backup. He's a veteran. He has experience. I actually like Mark Sanchez. People remember the butt fumble, but he's not a bad QB. He really isn't. Is he a starter? No, but I think he's definitely serviceable as a backup. And when you compare those stats, that there's a starter out there this weekend that's going to be making $12 million compared to being able to bring in Sanchez for $2 million to be the third string quarterback, I love it. It's a great signing. People wanted Austin Davis. Austin Davis doesn't have any playoff experience. He had one good game against the Cowboys, and I know that sticks out in our head, but this was the best signing the Cowboys could have done. Now, this $12 million man, Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's who it is. And that's somebody that people thought the Cowboys should have signed when he was in limbo. Didn't want to sign with the Jets. He couldn't get his contract set up. We got something similar to that. We got a guy who's serviceable, similar completion rate, similar kind of QB for $2 million. So when everybody's making fun of you that we have signed Mark Sanchez, just go ahead and take it, because this was a great move, and nobody will understand that. You'll never be able to sit there and explain why it was a great move for the Cowboys to sign up. But just dollar-wise, experience-wise, completion-wise, save the $10 million. Give me Mark Sanchez, and let's keep going. Maybe, hopefully, we never have to use him, and if we do, I feel comfortable with him. He had a couple good games against us when he was with the Eagles, and I felt that he ran that offense better than Nick Foles did, and better than Sam Bradford did, simply because he could actually run the ball. He was a little bit more athletic than the other two. So good signing. Okay, let's let Mark, and he's a high character guy. I love that. He's going to fit into the Cowboys locker room because he has a great attitude, and that goes a long way when you have somebody like that. So very happy that we have him. On to the game of the week. We are in for a tough one. In my last podcast, I said that the Cowboys would ride Dak Prescott's hype into the first game of the week and win. And the more that I studied the team, it really seems like it's going to be a very, very hard game. Let's start with their offense. Their offense is going to give us trouble because they have so many playmakers. They have OBJ. If Victor Cruz is healthy, Victor Cruz, Sterling Shepard, which is a headache. I was very disappointed when the Giants drafted him. He's going to be a stud. And then people can laugh, but Larry Donnell is a big tight end, and he's good at receiving. They may not be the best blockers. Will Ty is a good tight end, so they have weapons, more weapons to use, and I think that we have to cover. And last but not least, Shane Vereen is a headache. He just look at every 3rd and 6, Shane Vereen. Just watch it out of the backfield. That's Eli's style. That's the Giants' style. It's McAdoo style. We have to be aware of where Shane Vereen is at all times, because that's going to give us issues if we don't watch that. So the only thing that gives me hope is they do have a mediocre offensive line. They've been struggling in the preseason. I don't think that we're going to get home with the ends, but I think we can cause some havoc with our defensive tackles. Crawford, Malik Collins, McLean, Thornton. I think those 4 guys, and even throw in Jack in there, Jack Crawford, we might be able to find our weaknesses there and cause problems for Eli, and hope that Mayoa or David Irving can get there. Or Jack, if Jack's starting that left defensive end, which I do think he will be starting, and he'll switch in and out with David Irving. That's going to be tough. That's my hope that our D tackles can get some penetration and cause disruption that way. Now, what would I like to see? Blitzing. Absolutely. I think now more than ever, these next 6 games without Romo, our coaching staff needs to step it up. I think they're good coaches. I do. I love Marinelli and his style, and I know he's hell-bent on a certain style of defense, but these first 6 games without Romo, Dak Prescott's going to need all the help he can get, and that starts on defense. So let's blitz. Let's bring some things they're not expecting, and that can change the way that the game goes. They are not very good at running the ball. In the preseason, Jennings averaged 1.14 yards per carry. Now, I know it's the preseason, but that's still really bad. So my hope is that we can stop that run game, shut it down, and now it's going to be passing all day. So even if they pass for 500 yards at the end of the game, which is very possible, unfortunately, passing the ball, stopping the run, blitzing, there's more things that can go wrong when they pass the ball. Tip balls, interceptions, drop balls, drop passes, pass interference can go both ways sometimes. We can get some calls. Quarterback drops back, drops the ball. He fumbles, strip fumbles, sacks. There's so many things that can go wrong when you pass the ball that we might be able to get away with 3 turnovers. That might be the stat line. 500 yards for the offense, 3 turnovers, and there it is. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Let's stop this run. Hope we get some penetration from our D tackles, get some blitzes, cause a couple of turnovers. I don't expect for us to stop them. So hopefully we can see that this weekend. And that's pretty much it. It's gonna be a tough game. It really is. I'm interested to see it and see what we got on defense. I'll be more interested in 4 weeks when we get back to Marcus Lawrence, and we'll see what kind of shape Randy Gregory is in. But for now, that's all we have. Let's stop the run. Let's mix some blitz up a little bit. I'm not saying all-out blitz all the time, but I'm hoping we can see that. That would be a major key that the defense could use and maybe give them something that they're not expecting. Onto their defense. This one gets a little bit more difficult because everybody thinks the Giants' defense isn't very good. We could run all over them. That's actually not exactly what I think is going to happen. They have some 2 big boys in at D tackles, at Harrison and Hankins, at 350 pounds and 320 pounds. If we're going to run the ball, I say give it a shot. Go at them and see what we can do. And if we're going, boom, 1 yard, 2 yards, then you know what? Run right at Olivier Vernon, and JPP. Right at them, right off those tackles with Tyron, and let Zeke go. And I think that area is where we should attack. That would give us the ability to really be able to put pressure on them. We'll run down the clock. We'll wear them out. And let Zeke be Zeke. We're going to see why he was the number 4 overall draft pick. I'm positive that he's going to show us that why he was worth that pick. I was for Zeke pick as soon as I knew we had the 4th pick in the draft, and we're going to see why. Now, I do think we'll be able to run on them, just not right up the middle. We're going to have to take it maybe outside the tackles, outside zone plays, and then use Dak on a couple of those, pistol plays, and hope to get some kind of movement off of that. Now, once you got that, and they're going to bring 8 guys in the box. They're going to bring Collins in, and Collins is a really good in the box safety. He is really good, but he's not that good on pass coverage. Darian Thompson, who I thought was going to be some trouble, he did practice today. He is a safety that I was worried about, but it doesn't look like he'd be playing, even though he practiced and was limited. If he has a bum shoulder, good, put him out there. Otherwise, it'll be Burr, and he's a third-year safety, has never started before, and then we can start taking advantage of their pass defense. They have some great corners to match up against ours. I think DRC is a good cornerback. I think Jenkins is a good corner, but Dez has cooked both of them. So I don't doubt that Dez can win that one-on-one matchup against those guys. So where I do think we can get a little bit of a mismatch is with Cole Beasley. They're going to probably put Collins on Witt. And I don't care who you put. You could bring Eli Apple, the rookie, in. You could bring Leon Hall in. None of those cornerbacks are going to be able to keep up with Cole. So I think that's the weapon besides Zeke and even Alfred. Let's keep them fresh. Use Morris, use Zeke. Run down those tackles. And then we can toss the ball to Dez. But look for Cole Beasley to have a big game. Say at least 5 to 7 catches. 60 yards. And maybe a touchdown in the end zone. Quick out. Quick slant. I don't think they have anyone that can match up with Cole. So I think at this point, what we need to do is really win by coaching. The most important player this week is not a player at all. It's Coach Linehan. Dialing up the right plays. I really hope that he helps Dak, gets a good plan, system and plan, so we can come out with a W. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with a quick quote. And this game actually reminded me of how great the game that we love is. Football is an incredible game. Sometimes it's so incredible, it's unbelievable. Tom Landry. I'm ready for this game. I'm excited. I have goosebumps just thinking about it. I hope you're ready. Join me after the game for a quick game recap. If you want to tweet me anything, this is new to me. My channel's fairly new. Tweet me at LACowboy1986. I'll be happy to answer any questions or even just say hello, interact. I love anybody that's out there doing Cowboys pictures, whatever it is that you're doing that's Cowboys. I support you, support me. It's all love. Get ready for this game Sunday night. Thanks for listening. Hope you join me next time. Have a good night. Go Cowboys.